There'll be one more team to keep track of next season as the Premier AA Hockey League adds a member. Outdoor hockey is all the rage right now, and the ECHL is making plans to get in on that action. It won't be outdoors when the league focuses on the last frontier, but Hockey Heritage Weekend is coming. ECHL Week Season 2 starts right now. Hi, I'm Barry Schickling, and welcome to the second season of ECHL Week. We're especially happy to greet our viewers on the America One television network as you join us for our weekly look at the top AA Ice Hockey League in North America. During the season, we'll cover the news, the highlights, and behind-the-scenes action. You won't see this anywhere else, and we hope you'll join us right through to the end of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Let's get started. This season, the ECHL is 22 teams strong, but next year, another member joins the group. The new team, recently approved by the league's governors, will play in Indianapolis at the now under renovation Fairgrounds Coliseum and will be known as the Fuel. Here's Fuel President Sean Hallett.
The Fairgrounds Coliseum here at the State Fairgrounds in Indiana has been here since 1939. There's a long tradition of hockey here. There's been several professional teams that have played here over the course of the years, since dating back to the Capitals in 1939. And what we have is we feel what we have is we have a perfect venue for the ECHL format. We're going to have essentially a $63 million makeover that the State Fair is doing, and what we're going to have is we're going to have this great historical facade on the outside of the building, all this tradition attached to it, and once you get inside, you're going to have a brand new arena.
It looks as if it'll be well ready well before the season starts next year.
The puck doesn't drop till October 14th, but they're anticipating having it done for April 1st. They will have events in there starting in April, and incidentally, we hope to have our first season ticket deposit holders in there in April to pick their seating person.
What about the youth arena there? I saw some pictures of that, and it looks as if that's open now.
Yeah, that's open. That opened probably about 60 days ago. That's brand new. That was never there. That's going to be our practice facility when we're not using the Coliseum itself. It's used for public skating. It's used for the Indy Hockey League, and I got to tell you, it's a beautiful facility in itself.
But tell me about how the obtaining or the deciding of that name came about.
It pays homage to the racing tradition here in Indy, but it also speaks about the excitement of the game, the speed of the game, and we feel it's appropriate. And you know what, we've had quite a bit of support from our fans here in the community, and they seem to like it. It's the overwhelmingly positive comments we're getting. There's just nothing negative about it, Barry. Fans. There's definitely a lot of hockey fans here in Indy, and they are excited about not only the team coming here, they're excited about renewing the rivalry with the Fort Wayne Comets, and they're excited that we're in a league where there's 5 teams within 4 hours of us.
The division in which the Fuel will compete has yet to be determined. The ECHL focuses on development of players, coaches, officials, and team personnel. Throughout the course of the 26th season of ECHL hockey, we'll make sure to keep track of players who have graduated and made it to the major league level. Through early December, that number has grown to 524. Here's a look at the former ECHL players who have made their NHL debuts so far this season. The newest class of ECHL Hall of Famers has been announced. James Edwards served as president for the Johnstown Chiefs from 1995 through 2003. He was the chairman of the ECHL Board of Governors during the time when the league expanded to include 7 Western U.S. markets. Wes Goldie is the ECHL's all-time goal-scoring leader with 370. Also, he ranks 4th in league history with 697 games played over 11 seasons with PD, Victoria, and Alaska. He was the league's MVP in 2010-11. Al McIsaac played 2 seasons with Hampton Roads from 1991 through 93 and was part of the 1992 Riley Cup title team. He's currently in his 14th season in the front office of the NHL's Chicago Blackhawks. The late John Spoltor played with Louisiana from 1995 through 2001. He scored an amazing 532 points in just 275 games, and his 390 assists are tied for third most in league history. He died in 2010. The 4 men will be inducted as the 7th class of the Hall of Fame at a ceremony that will be held during the ECHL Hockey Heritage Weekend in Alaska in February. Coming up, we check out our featured Western game. Plus, we'll talk with the senior player in the league, at least in terms of games played. ECHL Week continues.
Maybe he's really focused.
Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
Are you paying too much with your current payroll company? Are you concerned about how Obamacare could affect your business? If you're interested in a better, more cost-effective solution, Einstein HR is the answer. No more stressing out about Obamacare and the new regulations. No more worrying about being in compliance. No more overpriced payroll services. Let Einstein HR get you back to the business of doing business instead of spending needless hours and frustration taking care of details that add nothing to your bottom line. We provide a first-class payroll and HR services with superior customer service. Call Einstein HR today.
The schedule maker gave the Stockton Thunder an early December 3-game trip to Boise. Idaho won the first 2 games on its home ice. Let's take a look at the final contest. Things got a bit testy. Here to describe the action are Will Henneke and John Mulhern on KTIK and Cable 1.
Steele heads in the right wing corner. Robinson with it. Out in front. It's fighting, trying to settle down the bouncing puck. Tabute left point. Shot in. Loose puck out in front. Shot. Goal! Here come the Teddy Bears, courtesy of Brock Montgomery. All these toys you see on the ice are going to be donated to the United States Marine Corps Toys for Tots campaign. Miller up the right wing side, Thunder with it. They'll try and play it in. Goes up over Nagel's head, and it stays in the zone for the moment. The left wing circle, a shot and a score. As Nathan Deck got way in too deep. Reeve driving towards the net, makes the shot. Foster comes up with a save. Now we got a fight as Elbrecht has a hold of Henry. Now jumping in, we've got another fight developing here. It's Elbrecht and Burkemper will go after it. Good left hand from Elbrecht as Clark, I beg your pardon. Elbrecht and Clark is now Clark will just toss Elbrecht to the ice. Constant with it. Back up the left wing to Clark. Clark plays it over to Deck. 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. Right wing side, now back to Deck between the circles, shoots and scores. Gets it back towards Boutte, but a bouncing puck is played in by the Steelheads. The Steelheads would have been offside. Now loose puck, it's a 2-on-1 coming in at Smith. He'll deke, he'll shoot, he'll score! So the parade to the penalty box continues here. Let's see if we get a look at it. There you see it. As now we've got a tussle in front of the bench. We've got all kinds of players jumping in. Didn't see how that originated.
Well, this has been boiling over for the entire weekend. You have on top of that some of the calls that aren't being made, and I think that's what Brad Ralph is basically saying is that, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think his indications are pretty much you haven't controlled the game.
Nigro trying to pull it into a scoring area to Mercier. Back to Cullity at the blue line. The Wall on the left wing. Wall with it out front. Redirect and a score! Wall to Nigro. And Nigro was the words for Sean Boutin as he skates by.
Although the ECHL is a developmental league, that doesn't mean there isn't a place for some veteran talent and experience. Earlier this season, Sam Vitorak of the Kalamazoo Wings became just the third player in league history to appear in 700 ECHL games. You may recognize Sam's name because of his father Robbie's noteworthy playing and coaching career, which includes lengthy stints in the NHL and AHL. But Sam is notable in his own right. He's seen action for 7 teams in the ECHL since making his debut in 1998. Plus, he's also played in 7 other pro leagues in Europe and North America. The 39 years young defenseman has shown no signs of slowing down. In fact, he's got 58 goals in the last 4+ seasons with the Wings. But his position as a mentor is also an important one with Kalamazoo. Vitorak talked about reaching that 700 mark.
You know, it didn't hit me till after that there was a lot of games in the ECHL, and it's just, you know, I'm lucky. I get to do something I love on a daily basis, and it's been a lot of fun. You know what? It's all about how my body feels and how I'm feeling, my family feels. You know, it's for me. Records are they're not really for me. You know, it's just kind of a measuring stone. But it'd be interesting. It'd be a lot of work. I know that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but you know, if my family wants me to do it and I feel up to it, I'll see what happens. It's coming along not as quick as we'd hoped, obviously, but you know, the young guys are really good. They're picking up fast. You know, but you can see when we get tired, we kind of revert back to our old systems where, you know, whether it's from Cincinnati or from college or whatever, and that's where our biggest problems are. You know, we just have to make sure that now our habits are the habits of this year's team, not last year's teams, and you know, that way we'll be on the same page.
Still ahead, we hear from the man who's in charge of all the on-ice officials. And we'll check out our Eastern featured game. That's all coming up on ECHL Week.
We are proud to bring our 2015 All-Star Game to the City of Orlando and the Amway Center. I am sure, given the many local attractions, the outstanding arena, we will have a record number of fans, sponsors, league partners, as well as NHL and American Hockey League representatives want to attend this event in 2015.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
A regular feature we're debuting today is a question and answer segment featuring Joe Ernst, the ECHL's Vice President of Hockey Operations. Ernst, who's a former referee and a member of the ECHL Hall of Fame, is going to help both new and longtime fans understand some of the less well-publicized but very important aspects of running a pro hockey league. I recently asked him to talk about where the ECHL gets its referees and linesmen.
They come from all over the place, actually. We get guys from the USA Hockey program, their development program. We get them from the Canadian Junior Leagues. And how we do it, we get some recommendations and stuff. We get some recommendations from the NHL. They might say, there's a guy here or there that we're looking at that would be a good fit for your league. But for the most part, a lot of our guys have come out of the USA Hockey development program. It's been a little bit tougher to try to get guys to come out of the junior leagues. And the guys that have come out of the junior leagues, have proved to be successful for us. So hopefully, by guys wanting to come out, they're going to move up. We've had really good success with, those top guys coming out of there and getting hired by the National Hockey League.
And just following up on that, there are many, many officials, referees, and linesmen who have moved up to the American League, but especially the National Hockey League. Yeah, we have, as we speak, 27 on the NHL staff, which is the NHL staff and the minor league staff itself, that have came out of the ECHL. And we've had, the last 7 years, we've had 8 hires, which had 7 referees and 1 linesman get hired. Don't know what brings for next year and the years on, but we put a premium on development and teaching and everything else. And our supervisory staff is, that's what they're there for. And we have a bunch of really good supervisors who really want to develop the officials. That's what they're there for. There's no other agenda with those guys. They're there for those guys alone to help them move up and do what they can do for them. So not just players are developed in the ECHL, so are officials. That's our question and answer today with Joe Ernst, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the ECHL.
Toledo has been having trouble putting the puck in the net. Coming off 3 straight shutouts, the Walleye were hoping their luck would change in a North Division battle at Evansville. It did, to a point. If you like goals, you're gonna like these highlights. Here's Derek Benigni to describe the action for us on WEOA.
Walleye turn, try to get to the blue line. Johnston, great job to hold it in. Quick shot, hitting the Castro skate. Johnston still with a centering pass. Scores! Santa! Oh my God! Santa's come! I know him! The Evansville Icemen take the lead. Good work there by Dalton Levier. Walleye take the puck to neutral ice, no farther as Kennedy swipes it back. Now controlled by Lapine. Now a break. Levier, left wing side, all alone. Passes Morris, set shot, score! Buddy the Elf! What's your favorite color? Which for Toledo works it right wing side. Gets it back, high point, sets it up for a shot. Missed the net wide, almost hit the. And then Larkin plays it to the blue line, not out. Sinkowicz holds right point. They come right halfwards. Quick shot to Verdon. Scores. Got it up over the Trapper. Power play goal. Larkin picks up the rebound. Another shot off the skate. Morissette controls behind the net. He waits. Centering pass. Sakaris shot it in. Not sure how it went in. It might be Mose, but the Icemen take the lead 3-2. Hitting their first is Sova. Walleye look to break it out. 13:40 on the clock. Icemen still nursing the 1-goal lead. Rogers goes to the high man, cruising the slot. Firk goes right wing side. Gleason, the defenseman, gets York out of the net, centers it into the crease, and they score. Levier, right wing side. He's a left-hand shot. Leads to the late man coming. Cross ice pass. Lapine is the late man. Gets the puck at the goal line. Centers it. Shot. Scores! Dalton Levier! Just like to smile. Smiling is my favorite. Langlois stops, controls, settles it all down. Into the shot. Scores! Patrick Kennedy, one-timer in the slot. Langlois and Seidel with the assist. Iceman hold the puck in. Lapine held it in. Works it right out to Morris. Backdoor pass. Zacchaeus shoots. He scores. What a setup. And the Icemen take a 6-3 lead.
A special event is scheduled for Alaska. And Get your cold weather clothes ready. An outdoor game is coming. Next on ECHL Week.
25 years of great moments. More than 500 players graduated to the NHL. Don't miss the next time hockey history is made. Watch all ECHL games on AmericaOneSports.com. Live or on demand, at home or on your mobile device, log in at AmericaOneSports.com to check out your favorite team. The official broadband broadcast of ECHL is AmericaOneSports.com.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
It can be pretty dark and chilly in Alaska during the middle of winter, but this February will brighten up considerably with the presence of Hockey Heritage Weekend in Anchorage.
We're excited. Alaska's been a key member of our league now for a decade, and we haven't been able to bring an all-star game or another large league event to Alaska, so this was an excellent opportunity for us to bring a league event, our Hall of Fame induction luncheon, the NHL Hall of Fame display trophies, and also combine that with a heritage game where they'll be hosting Stockton for 2 games. And putting all that together, we're very much looking forward to being in Alaska in February. They have a great fan base, a terrific organization, and a very hockey-savvy environment up there as well in terms of the fans and the coverage that they get. So I think, in terms of the league being able to go there, host this event, it's unique, but something that I know that the fans of Alaska will certainly enjoy.
In the early years of this century, a college game called the Cold War and the NHL's Heritage Classic paved the way for numerous ice hockey games played outdoors in baseball and football stadiums. These days, the NHL's Winter Classic is an annual occurrence, and when you add in the NHL's Stadium Series, which starts next month, hockey without a roof has become quite fashionable. Plans are well underway for the first outdoor matches in ECHL history. They'll take place during the final week of December 2014 when the Toledo Walleye host a pair of games.
When we first decided to restart hockey in Toledo, one of the first things that our fans asked us about was the possibility of playing an outdoor game. And the folks at the ECHL were terrific right from the beginning, helping us do all the research. So from that perspective, we were thrilled to even consider the possibility, and now that we actually are going to host a game next year, off the charts excited.
What kind of direct feedback have you gotten from fans as is looking forward to this?
Well, I guess the direct feedback is we've already sold, I think it's close to 7,000 tickets, and the game is still a year away. And what's interesting is, much as we've publicized it, there's still a large portion of the community that is unaware of the fact that we're hosting the Winterfest and 2 outdoor walleye games. So our goal is to sell about 20,000 tickets. I think what's going to be so much fun for us is that it's just like on like an all-star game. From that perspective, you don't do these very often. They're really special. They're great memory makers.
I remember when you made the announcement about the Winterfest, and Commissioner McKenna was here as well, or at Fifth Third Field, talking about it, and you were pretty excited about the community involvement and the sponsor participation. Is that going as you had planned it to go?
ProMedica Health System is the title sponsor. Again, to give you some perspective on how they view things, it was all about the community. It was all about how do we create something special for the Toledo region and their employees and their key people, and of course their patients and fans of the team.
If there was just one thing that you were going to say you really are looking forward to come December 2014 in the Winterfest in Toledo, what would it be?
What would be tremendous would be if if we win the championship this year, and next year is a celebration of winning the Kelly Cup.
Here's something that most fans can only dream about. At a recent game at the Maverick Center, the Utah Grizzlies were hosting Colorado. Let's listen as Adrian Denny and Tim Montemayor describe what happened during the first intermission.
Did we just give away a car, Monty?
Hey, Berkeley, I think somebody just won a Nissan out here from Tyndall Nissan, and you can hear the crowd is going crazy. He put it, and Berkeley, you're a hockey player. You know how hard it is to put a puck in a hole the size of a puck. That's a great shot out of the fan right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Grizzlies fan Brian Groves. That was a great shot. That wraps up today's ECHL week. We hope you make it a point to join us again next time, and don't forget to like us on Facebook. Until then, make it a good week. Make it an ECHL week.